time to go to work. Time to do the bob and weave. Time to remember when St. Louis used to be a pro football city. That's our next guest and co-host of the, or I should say host of the Martin Kilcoyne Show, Fox 2 host, Fox Sports 2's sports director, and all-around great guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Kilcoyne.
You know, on occasion, McGraw, people come up to me and say, "Oh, I love it. I love that show that Randy has that you're on." Okay. I guess we'll change the title. You know.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So, what are you doing? Rams Park Unplugged. They unplugged the computers months ago. What's going on?
Right.
Here?
They did. Okay. Long story short, the owner at Patios, Chris Dorr, wanted to do a fundraiser for Officer Flaming. He did some checking around, and somebody suggested, why not do a fundraiser for responder rescue? And they help out first responders. Not every story is publicized or in the news. There's still people injured, and they need money. He said, let's put something together. I said, in the back of my head, Jim Thomas of the Post-Dispatch, who covered the Rams every single day they were here, I said, we've been talking about doing sort of a roundtable panel discussion. Not that we miss them or that we're sad, but there's so many great untold stories from a football fan, whether you're the bitter fan, whether you're still a fan, you're jilted, whatever. Great stories from behind the scenes, and I said, let's put this together. We'll get a panel together. Randy Carricker, your former colleague. I think your Chalk Talk colleague, in fact.
Yes. I've schooled Randy once or twice talking sports.
The glory days. I said, Randy has really become the face of the angry fan and the just despise for Kroenke and Demoff. I said, we'll get him on the panel. And then Bob Wallace said to me, well, I need to be on that panel. I ran Rams Park for 14 years, former Rams executive. He also was a football Cardinals executive. So the idea is we'll have a little roast-type setting, maybe PG-13, tell some jokes for sure, and then get into a little Q&A, some of the highs, some of the lows, and maybe some of the mistakes the city made and let the team lead, but mostly having fun, raising money, low-key event, drinking a couple of beers on a Thursday night, which is sort of a dead sports night. The Cardinals are off. It's tomorrow night at Patios, and there's tickets at eventbrite.com. Eventbrite.com. You just type in Rams Park Unplugged.
Can we get tickets at the door?
I will do tickets at the door. We're trying to get a head count because I think Lion's Choice was going to sell some sandwiches. We're trying to get as good of a head count. But the problem is, McGraw, you and I are the kind of people who, I'll go to that. Okay, we're never going to sign up.
Right.
We're dealing with that right now. But, yeah, tickets at the door as well.
Okay, good. And how much are the tickets?
Tickets are $12.
$12, worth it. So bring a friend, bring your son, bring your grandparents. Have a good day. So how much of this? So are all of the secrets lifted? Can you tell all now?
Well, and what really prompted this idea for Jim Thomas and I, the night the vote went down in Houston, when Stan Kroenke got up there and said, "Hi, Frank, how are you guys?" When the vote went down, the end of that night, it's almost 1 a.m., Jim Thomas and I were in the lobby at that hotel in Houston, and Stan Kroenke and his entourage come walking back from the famous dinner they had with Jerry Jones to celebrate, and Kevin Demoff, the president, sees us and makes a beeline, walks over to us. We're like, well, we don't really want to talk to this weasel at this point. And we had a really candid, I would say confrontational at times, interview or discussion for about 30 minutes, not an interview. And just some of the things he said that night, I think he was, CYA. He was saying you should really blame the city. They're the ones who dropped the ball. And I said, that's disingenuous. He didn't want to say. But I think there's a lot of funny stories behind the scenes, but a little bit about the process, too. And it's not just like, I miss the Rams. I'm fine. I really am, believe it or not. I'm not crying about it. I'm looking forward to watching good football games, taking my son one day to Lambeau Field. I'm good with it. Now, if we lost the Packers or Patriots, I might be crying, but that's not what we lost. So I am over it. This is mostly to have fun. And if you want to have a good roast, you need a perfect topic. That's what the Rams are.
Where it all went sour for me, even though I kept my season tickets till the bitter end, was when I guess it was the Jeff Fisher news conference when they introduced Jeff Fisher and they said, Stan, can you make some type of announcement that you're here to stay? And he's like, I've put a lot of jack into this city and whatever. It was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? So, it was in the works for years that they were leaving. I was shocked that nobody ever, even I would go around with Randy Carricker on this. It was as plain as the nose on someone's face they were leaving. I can't believe we were shocked when they finally left.
Well, I don't think we were shocked when the vote went down. I think what's true, for sure, is the intention was always there. The intention by Stan and his cronies, get to L.A., double the value of the franchise. There's no doubt. I just don't think they knew 1,000% it was done. And I even asked Demoff about that. When you got on the plane to come to Houston, he said they had been doing their own straw polling of who they thought they had on their side. And he said, I wasn't sure if we'd get there. Now, he could be lying again because he did it for years. But I think the intent for sure was always, we're out the door. And I just don't know when they knew for sure, if it was before Houston or if Jerry in a room, Jerry Jones with Roger Goodell said to Stan, don't worry, Stan, we'll get you to Los Angeles. You just hang tight.
All right. Well, that and so much more with Martin Kilcoyne, Randy Carricker, Bob Wallace, Jim Thomas of the Post, and KTRS. $12 patios tomorrow night. What time?
Doors at 6:30. We'll start the program. We'll start the mockery at around 7:30. You can also go online, eventbrite.com, and just type in Rams Park Unplugged.
Fox 2 News and KTRS. Martin Kilcoyne. Martin, thanks. 7:58.